Hi everyone, I'm Rick Zanani and this is Tech Down Over. Today, I'm being shot by this, the Canon 5DSR. This isn't the Canon 5DSR. That one is. But this looks exactly the same. It is the 7D Mark II. What does that mean? That these cameras are almost exactly alike in their bodies. When you buy a camera and you already know it, it makes life easy. I took that out of the box and thought, Larry at Sammy's just gave me the wrong camera. It's my 7D Mark II. But it wasn't. It was actually the 5DSR. They are almost identical in buttons, in layout, everything, in grip, in feel. These are great cameras. They feel good in the hand. I have the battery grip on this one. I have the battery grip on the 5DSR filming us. Now, the 5DSR is not considered a video camera. I would beg to differ. I think it shoots really nice 1080p video. Hopefully, you like what you're seeing right now. Forget my face. Just you'll like what you're seeing right now as far as video goes. It shoots pretty much the same as my Canon or my Nikon D810 did or my D750. I've had those too, and I sold them recently. I'm sticking with the Canon line only because I've got a lot of investment in it, and I love the color rendering and the picture quality. Nikon was really good too, really liked it, but I have more invested in Canon, and I decided, you know, I like my Canons. I'm comfy with them, I've had them for many, many years, they work well. The Canon 7D Mark II is a great camera. It's been out maybe a little under 2 years, or right around 2 years, and I guess in a lot of ways it's the precursor to the 5DSR. 5DSR is also a 50 megapixel camera. I believe this is 24. Big difference. That can shoot details like I've never seen before. Today in our offices we took a picture of one of our people from the side, and you could see every eyelash hair when you zoomed in. Every single one. That's amazing. And I was a good probably 5 feet away on the shot, not even thinking that would happen. I was just trying to see if it would shoot well with the light against her from an open window. Every eyelash, perfect. Yesterday I shot a picture of one of our dogs. She was in the backyard. I was about probably close to 100 feet from her. And when I shot, what I got was pretty amazing. She looked okay in the picture. When I zoomed in, you could see every detail of her face. 50 megapixels buys you a lot of detail. I was shooting with the same lens I'm shooting now. This is the Tamron 85mm f1.8 with VC, or vibration control image stabilization. Very good lens. Now, this 7D Mark II is very easy to work, very fast. That one's not as fast. It's half the speed of this one. That does 5 frames per second. This one does 10, maybe 11. But that's doing 50 megapixels at one time. That's pretty incredible. This one, no. You've got 24 megapixels. But again, a much faster camera if you're doing sports. You can do sports with that one, but you're not going to get every single shot within 1 second. You're not going to get 10 frames, you're going to get 5 frames. Which, when you consider how much detail you will get in those frames, you will be surprised. We were doing an experiment at work today. We started taking pictures of people, and one of the eye shots, you could see everything from around her desk. You could see my office from there, the front, everything was off the reflection on the eye. Then she took a picture of me, and you could see everything on the other side of the. It's amazing the detail you get in your eye. So this is a crime-stopping camera. Don't ever let anybody take a picture of you if you're about to commit a crime with this camera. You will be seen. Keep that in mind. Just an extra add-on. Police, law enforcement, buy one of these. They're great. Somebody can't lie. It's all right in their eyes. Unless you Photoshop it, it's right there. It's pretty amazing, the level of detail you get. Again, you take it out, it feels like a Canon like you've always had. It has a very similar feel to the 5D Mark III and an exact duplicate in many cases, I guess, of the 7D Mark II. I guess they're very similar cameras. Weight is about the same. It's not too heavy, not too light. It will hold the Tamron lenses, Sigma lenses, the Canon lenses. I shot with the Canon 35mm f1.8, I'm sorry, f2 with IS image stabilization. Incredible. It shoots beautifully. Now, we shot this video a little bit earlier, And we had it, here's a little gotcha. When you're doing video and you are in tracking mode, like I am as I'm moving around, it should be tracking my face movements. Should actually be tracking them pretty well as I move. If you turn on autofocus servo mode and tracking at the same time, you are going to hear this in your microphone. Irritating, very noisy, very bad, not good. So just turn the servo AF tracking off when you do face tracking. It handles face tracking by itself. So that's just something to keep in mind. Little gotchas. Audio levels. You can do audio levels if you're doing video, but you don't get a lot of choices. You get to just say level. You can go manual, you can go auto, or you turn it off. I guess when you turn it off, you get no levels. I guess. Why would you turn it off? And anyway, that means no sound whatsoever is recorded if you don't want it. For video, I guess you might want a silent movie. But that's all you get. You get pretty much levels, nothing else. You don't get compressors, you don't get limiters, you don't get gates. You don't get anything except on, off, somewhere in between. Sound quality, not too bad. I'm recording this on the Rode VideoMic Pro, and it does a pretty good job. It's not bad. I am probably about maybe 8-9 feet from the camera right now. My lighting is from a Westcott Flex light. If you haven't seen one of these, go buy one. Even if you haven't seen it, go buy one. They're cool. It's a 1 square foot thin, almost like several sheets of paper with, I don't know, 500 LEDs on it. It's pretty cool. And I'm almost at the lowest setting. It doesn't require a lot. This camera is very sensitive. ISO goes up native to 6400, which frankly, for most outdoor shooting you might ever do in a normal city or normal street situation is fine. You can extend it to 12,800, and there was one more. Maybe it was just 12,800. I think you can extend it to 12,800, nothing more, which is fine. That's usually more than enough. You're going to get a lot of noise if you go further. I know people who've got the Sony A7R2s, and yeah, you've got, what, 450,000 or a million ISO, but it doesn't look that good when you get up past normal ranges. You can use it, but let's not get ridiculous. And how many of us shoot in pure, absolute darkness? Not many. Too dark, not enough going on. So anyway, it's got pretty good bokeh. My screen behind, or the screen playing over here should probably be a little blurry, as should my background. Again, an 85mm lens does have pretty good bokeh when you are at a good distance, and the lighting should be good enough to give you some blurred background, which is nice. You always get a nice background with these kind of lenses. What else on this? The menu system's easy to use, very easy to work with, just like any old Canon you've had before. There are some extra options. You've got shutter delays and things like that to make sure that you don't shake too much. A lot of people think you cannot shoot this camera unless it's on a tripod. Wrong. You can do handheld. You can also do 50 megapixels, 25 megapixels, or 12 megapixels. So that's your choice, how big you want it to be. It'll scrunch down pretty well. So you have a lot of choices on how to shoot and what to shoot. You may not need 50 for everything. More often you probably won't. But if you want that level of detail, this will give you that level of detail, and quite so. So, easy to get into. If you're already a Canon shooter, you will have no problem understanding this camera. Just like in the 7D Mark II, here you've got your shutter, in the back you've got your aperture, you've got your ISO button, the third one here, you've got your focus buttons, you've got your white balance, la 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 la, it's easy. Pretty easy. You can set your focus on and off. You've got your joystick, so you can play around with the joystick as much as you want. All your controls here to show, make larger, smaller, delete, menu, pictures, they're all there. They're the same. So it's a camera you are instantly familiar with. That saves you a lot of time and effort trying to learn a new camera, unless you're new to Canon. And even still, Canon is probably the easiest system on earth to learn. I have criticized Canon in the past. I will continue to do so, but I think I love Canon on the whole. They do stupid things like, why don't you put a headphone on this? What does it cost? Quick headphone. I mean, you got video, and then you say, well, it's not really a video camera. Then why do you put it in? If it's not a video camera, don't put it in. This shoots very nice video. I would say the video on this is as good as my D750 or D810 was, or as good as the 7D Mark II. It's got good video. It's not bad at all. But why not put the headphone out? Really? I mean, why? Why not? I mean, do you have to buy a 1DX to get a headphone? I mean, really? No. That's a nit. But you don't need it. You can get around it. But it would be nice. So, first impressions, I love this camera. It's easy to use. It performs well. It's got incredible detail. It's sharp. And what's the difference between the 5DS and the 5DSR? Well, the 5DS gives you anti-aliasing, so everything is smoother and nicer and softer. The 5DSR gets rid of that by applying a filter to negate the other filter. That doesn't make sense, does it? No. Why don't you just put a switch you can turn it? I imagine it's at the sensor level and you can't just turn the filter off. That would be cool. So one has the anti-aliasing filter, soft. The other one has the harsher filter, harsh. Lines. Sharper. That's all it is. That's really the main difference between the two. And I wanted the DSR because I don't really like the softer edges as much, especially when it doesn't need to be. That's it. I'll take pictures and videos in the near future to share more with you. But again, this is being filmed right now with the 5DSR on a tripod. Simple lighting, not really high on the ISO. I think I'm about probably 800 on the ISO. F maybe 2.8 or 4 on the lens. I really want to keep it a little bit sharper. And the shutter is probably somewhere around 60. That's it. Have a good one, everyone. I'm Rick Zanotti for Tech Down Over. We will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.